Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Bob Walters. This is Locked Up Sports. Happy Easter to those who celebrate. Big win for the Knicks as they got the playoffs off and running at Madison Square Garden this afternoon. A big win, a game that kind of looked in the, looked scary for a while. Third quarter, the Knicks trailed. They came out in the fourth quarter and they blew the doors off with a 21-0 run. And they go on to take game one at Madison Square Garden over the Pistons, 123-112. Again, Brunson all over the score sheet, 34 points. And the Knicks, the story of the game was the first 7 minutes of the fourth quarter. Knicks go on a 21-0 run. That's something you don't see in the NBA, especially in the playoffs. And I told you that I thought the Knicks would make easy workings of the Pistons, and it wasn't easy because through three quarters, the Pistons outplayed the Knicks. They pushed them around a bit. They had an 8-point lead going to the fourth quarter. It was kind of tense, right? You could feel the tenseness and the worry coming through your television screen with that Garden crowd as they trailed by 8 heading to the fourth quarter. And then what was it? It was something that nobody could have saw coming. It was the defense. The Knicks opened up the fourth quarter with a 5-second violation on the inbound pass to start the quarter, followed by a 24-second violation that the defense holds the Pistons to, and you saw the immaturity and the youthfulness of the Pistons, and it's that youthfulness and immaturity that got them the 8-point lead through three quarters, but it's also what caused them to lose the game, giving up that 21-0 run. They panicked. They were 2 timeouts called by the coach, trying to reel this thing in as you could just see it just getting away from them, as the Knicks just got closer and closer and closer and then blew past the Pistons as the Pistons turned the ball over a bunch of times during that run. The Knicks hit some threes that were, Knicks hit some long threes, and you got some, and it was something else. So the defense is something you don't expect out of the Knicks, right? And that came up big in the fourth quarter. And what else did we say? The Knicks aren't deep, right? They have no depth on this team. They're the starting five. Thibodeau doesn't go deep into the bench. And then you get Cameron Payne, who scores 14 points in the fourth quarter. He hits just threes from bomb threes from way beyond the arc. The lefty, I love the lefty. Love to watch him shoot lefty. And the Knicks, again, Mitchell Robinson, again, a pretty big game. 6 points, 2 blocks, a steal, 6 rebounds. But Cameron Payne off the bench was just the star. The Knicks were plus 23 in point differential with Payne on the floor. Plus 23. They only won by 11 points. So, you could go with Brunson and Cat and all them that had good games. Of course they did. Brunson, you expect it out of him. But when you get a game with 14 points from Cameron Payne off the bench, and listen, he's no, this isn't his first, rodeo here with the playoffs. He played a big role on the Phoenix team that made the run to the finals, and he played big minutes and he scored big buckets, and he really helped out in that to get them to the finals. So he's been here before. As far as the starters go, listen, Mikal Bridges did not have a great game, 8 points, but Cat was good with 23 points. Brunson was Brunson with 34 points. Brunson had 8 assists. Listen, Brunson did his thing. He's the best player on the floor. And then Hart pitched in for 13 points. But I think the unsung hero, and I don't know how unsung he is because he was getting huge ovations, was Cameron Payne. To come out and do what he did off the bench and have the Knicks be plus 23 with him on the floor in the limited minutes that he played. He only played 15 minutes. And in that fourth quarter and during that 21-0 run, he was integral and he hit big threes and he played defense, and the Knicks turned the ball over a bunch of times. They got fast break points. Then there was the circus shot, which really got the Garden back and going by Brunson, where he went up for the layup and he got the and one on the circus shot. And that's when everyone was like, okay, here we go. Now we're back in it. The Knicks outscored the Pistons 40-21 in that fourth quarter. So just a collapse, if you want to say, by the Pistons. But I think it's the immaturity and the youthfulness. And it's something that's why I feel so confident with the Knicks in this series, is because of that. Detroit doesn't know how to close out games. You have to learn how to win a game, a road playoff game at Madison Square Garden. That's something that just doesn't come. You got to learn how to do that. And this will be a learning experience for the Pistons. They're going to be a good team in the next couple of years. They're just not ready for prime time. Let's not forget they only won 14 games last year. They're coming off of that, winning now 44 this year. They took a big leap. And to get where they are, nobody saw this coming from this team. They knew they were going to be improved, not disimproved. But now you're in the playoffs, and when you have relatively no experience, and you're a young team like that, and you're led by someone like Cade Cunningham, who's a kid. Now, he played all right. He got 21 points, but he's still young. He's still learning. This was his first, they're just dipping their toes in the playoff water. You had Tobias Harris, who had a good game. 25 points, 2 blocks, 6 rebounds. But listen, it wasn't enough. Because if you take Cade Cunningham out of the equation, you could say he's better than some of the players on the floor for the Knicks. Nobody else on the Pistons is better than anybody on the floor for the Knicks. And there's no way you could win 4 out of 7 games if that's the case. So I think people, and listen, they came out physical. The Pistons came out physical. They played well. They controlled the game through 3 quarters. But the Knicks were able to keep it close enough. They go on the big run. The Garden gets going. They blow past them, and they never look back. And they have a 1-0 series lead. And I expect more of this. Now, listen, the Knicks got to clean it up, right? Knicks going to have to play better in the first 3 quarters. They can't come out. You don't want to let Detroit push you around. Detroit was pushing them around in the first quarter. The rebounds. Detroit got a lot of rebounds. They got a lot of offensive rebounds. You can't let Doreen get 5 offensive rebounds. Cunningham's gonna get his points. You're okay. You could live with that. He got 21. He'll probably get 30 at a game. But again, his counterpart is Brunson, and Brunson's putting up 34. So the Knicks are a better team. The Knicks should cruise through this series. I would like to see them do it in 5, not expend a ton of energy, because you're going to need every ounce of it next series against the Celtics if you want to stand a chance to knock off the defending champs. But, we'll cross that bridge when they get there. A good start for the Knicks. 123, 112. They take game 1, took care of business. Nothing gets done in a series till you lose a home game. So now tomorrow, I guess tomorrow now because it's Sunday. On Monday, they will try and hold serve again, get it to 2-0, head to Detroit and try and put them away. They just got to take 1 of 2 there. And I do think Detroit will get a game in this series. I think it'll probably be game 4. I think the Knicks will probably have a 3-0 lead. It'll be game 4. But, they might get game 3. I think the Knicks probably, I think this was their chance to steal a game in the first 2 here. If Detroit wanted to have a chance in this series, this was it. They needed to get this one. They had a lead going into the fourth quarter. They were playing well. If they would have just, buckled down, hit their shots, played patiently, closed out the game, this would have been the game to get. And they're probably going to be kicking themselves, especially now, giving up a 40-point fourth quarter. And that's how you're going to try and close out a game on the road? That's not going to happen. But the Knicks gave up a 36-point third quarter, so the Knicks got plenty of work to do. This was by far nowhere near a perfect game for the Knicks, nowhere near anything to write home about. If it wasn't for this run to start the fourth quarter, the Knicks lose this game. So Detroit does have stuff to build on. But the Knicks, listen, and it was surprising from the 2 places where it came. It came from the defense to start things off in the fourth quarter, getting the 5-second violation, followed by the 24-second violation. Then there was a bunch of turnovers during the run where they got a bunch of steals. There was the circus shot by Brunson. They had a bunch of fast break points. And once the ball started rolling, and it was just kept rolling, and Detroit turned the ball over and missed shots, it was over. And the Knicks got the lead, and they just, they never looked back. So they take game one. Listen, I think it was a good win. I don't think you're going to throw it back at all, but there's stuff to work on, and there's absolutely stuff to work on going forward for this Knicks team. And I expect them to win on Monday, and I expect them to close this series out in 5 games. I think the people that were all panicked and worried about, oh no, they're physical, they beat us 3 out of 4. The Knicks are better. Detroit does not have, this is going to be a gain experience situation for Detroit. They're going to gain their experience. They're going to use a loss like this in this series going forward, and maybe they look back on it in a couple of years when they're really making a deep run into the playoffs. Because Cade Cunningham's a superstar. He's a superstar. There's no doubt about it. But he's not ready to go into Madison Square Garden, close out a playoff game, and leave with a win. He's just not ready for it yet. Brunson's been there before. OG and Cat and Hart, they've been there before. And it's not about this series for the Knicks. It's about the next one. But to get to that next one, you're going to take care of business in this one. And so far, so good. So the Knicks get a 1-0 series lead, and the Knicks get the win 123-112. So the Mets going for 3 in a row. They got another solid pitching performance from Kodai Senga, his 3rd straight. He went 5 2/3. He struck out 4. He walked 2. He gave up only 3 hits. He looks good. Then the bullpen came in. They tried to blow it because in the 8th inning, the Mets had a 2-0 lead. They walked the bases loaded, and you think, okay, here we go. They're up 2-0, 2 outs, bases loaded, and the ball's hit up the middle, and Francisco Lindor saves the day with a great play. Goes behind second base with Acuna cutting in front of him, makes the play, spins around, throws a strike to Alonso, saves Minter, gets the Mets out of the inning. Up 2-0, bottom of the inning, Alonso comes up, blasts an upper deck home run, and the Mets win 3-0 as Diaz came in and got the 3 outs in the 9th inning of the easy 1-2-3 save, 2 strikeouts. But the big story here, of course, was Kodai Senga. 5 2/3, 3 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 3rd straight good start, and he looks like we're going to be okay with him. And again, the bullpen 2 out of 3 were good. Reed Garrett and Diaz were good. AJ Minter struggled, but he was bailed out by Lindor. And Soto with a hit, Soto with an RBI again, so we could finally put maybe the boos behind him. Because it was ridiculous. Mets fans, you're ridiculous if you're booing Soto. They're 3 weeks into a 15-year contract. Calm down. He's not the kind of player that's going to hit 60 home runs. He's not that kind of superstar. He's the kind of superstar that's going to get on base a ton. He's going to get extra base hits. He's going to steal bases. He's got speed. He's got power. He's going to hit 25 to 30 home runs, but he's going to always be on base. And Alonso, with the way he's hitting, forget he's going to be knocking him in all season. He's going to score 130 runs. He's not going to have 130 RBIs. He'll score 130 runs. Alonso's the guy that's going to have the 130 RBIs, the 50 home runs. Alonso now with 6 home runs as he tanked another one, a double, an RBI double, and a home run. 2 of the 3 RBIs were Alonso. The other one was Soto. A curtain call for Alonso on the home run in the 8th inning. And what are you booing for? Because now I think we learned our lesson, right? The building's packed. There were boos on Thursday night. Friday night, it was better. Saturday, and what can you say about Lindor? Lindor's putting together, I said last year, Lindor's putting together a Hall of Fame career. He's really now heading towards Cooperstown. He is leading this team. He hit the walk-off home run on Friday night, the big defensive play today or yesterday, and he's the reason they are winning these games. I know Alonso's hitting and driving in the runs, but Lindor, when he's not hitting great, he's getting clutch hits when he does hit, and he's making that was a game saver today. Yeah, he booted a couple 2 weeks ago, but that's okay. That's going to happen. And Acuna, I think, is here to stay. Beatty, I think, is going to be sent down. And the Mets go for the 4-game sweep tomorrow against the Cardinals. And the Cardinals coming in here losing 4 in a row. Cardinals fans all over the place because they travel. There was a lot of Cardinals fans in the building. I saw them all around the stadium the other night on Friday night. And it's a hot ticket. The Mets are a red hot ticket. You can't get in that building for less than $70, which is crazy. It's crazy if you really knew how, if you're somebody who buys these tickets and like me, goes last minute, gets yourself something cheap, $15, $20. You can't get anything for 70 less. Now, today it was 80 degrees. Understandable. Sunny Saturday. Friday night, it was 50 something. And they had 40,000, 38,000 on Thursday night. So the Mets are a hot ticket. Soto is drawing the crowd in. Alonso is doing what he does, hit home runs. The Mets are 14-7. Stop booing. There's nothing to boo about. 14-7, first place. Winning games. The pitching staff has been great. The bullpen has come down to earth a little bit. But look, even today, when Minter struggles, 3 walks the bases loaded, he gets bailed out by Lindor, and the Mets are finding different ways to win, and that's good. That's a good look because that's what good teams do. They find different ways to win. When the pitching's not there, they out-hit the bad pitching. When they're not hitting much, they get clutch hits from Soto and Alonso. They win 3-0. Shutouts. Senga, beautiful, 3 straight starts. Really picking up from Minaya because you're not going to see Minaya till July. You can take it to the bank. He's not coming back till July because he hasn't even started throwing yet. He's got to throw. He's got to go rehab, and then rehab starts. And then forget it. He'll be the trade acquisition at the deadline. He'll be our pitcher. But the bullpen continues to pitch well. Reed Garrett, Diaz today. Minter struggles a bit, but that's okay. Listen, it's all going well. Stop trying to find things to complain about. That's what's supposed to be what I do, but yeah, I'm not even finding things to complain about. Soto, so what? He's not hitting 500. Alonso's hitting 3-something. And then 6 home runs, 23 RBIs. 23 RBIs on pace for 125 RBIs. So, first place Mets. Knicks get a win. Mets go for the sweep tomorrow, the 4-game sweep of the Cardinals at Citi Field. I'm sure it'll be another full house. And tomorrow you got on the mound for the Mets, you have, let's see, Sunday we got Clay Holmes, 2-1, 3.66 ERA against Sonny Gray, who's 3-0, been the best pitcher so far for the Cardinals, 3.13 ERA as the Mets go for the 4-game sweep. See if they can get it. If not, they've already taken care of business. The worst case scenario, 3 out of 4. So enjoy your Easter. I'm Bob Walters. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you consume this content, whether it's on YouTube or on the podcast end. Just give us a review, give us a rating. Don't forget to subscribe because we want to get as many subscribers so you never miss a show. And that does it for us. So I'm Bob Walters from the Brian Gunzel Studios. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Happy Easter. See ya.